Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, you can mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our ongoing meditation practice, we'll take few minutes to clarify ourselves how this practice can help for our mental development or to cultivate our mind. So when it comes to mind, the mind is the forerunner of our life. Mind is the chief. So then according to the condition of the mind, that everything happen in your life. And it is the main magnet, epicenter that pull everything towards you. So then it is very important for you to understand that and become very clear with that. So we have two kinds of lifestyle, conventional life and eternal life. Ordinary life and another way, our spiritual life. So even though this with the ordinary life, we're looking for happiness and satisfaction, it's deeply based with our mental condition. Out of this all the material things, we look for our inner peace. So that means your spiritual or your eternal life is the most important and powerful thing. And as you experience this outside this conventional life, conditions by cause and effect and depending from time, space, and matter, and it always change. But there is something that we experience as outcome of that change. That experience is our mental condition. So that means deeply we are interconnected with the environment or the outside or this time, space, and matter. So when it comes to mind, the mind has behavior to collect related to your past experience. That collective nature We call another way, it's called sanskara, mental formations, cankers, volitions, habits. And once it becomes a habit, that habits create the outcome. The habit itself cannot exist. Habits create the outcome. So then the habits come from the history. So the history doesn't mean something else. That history itself means your environment. The way you behave with your inside and with your outside world. So then it comes to a mind and matter both. And in a certain time periods, when you live in a certain way of life, it's become your life. That the water is there, and once you drink it, it becomes your life. The food is outside, once it be eat, it becomes your life. People on the outside, you never saw them, but once you start to develop a relationship, it becomes your life. So like that, the environment and the way we go with the environment, and the very next day become our life. In a certain time periods, when you keep going with that, itself, it builds your history. And then out of that history, we build up memory. So the memory itself means part of our life. And then once it becomes habits, and it makes us more comfortable to be with it. So the thing is this, the habit itself cannot be there. It creates something. It creates some kind of extra things, which we call emotions. And the emotions also cannot survive itself, because emotions doesn't have value. So then to exist yourself, your deeper mental ideas or the thoughts or the patterns or the history, you need a validation. So the emotions itself doesn't have a value in society. History itself doesn't have a value in society. Habits doesn't have a value in society. Life patterns itself doesn't have a value in society. So then how this all become validate? This all become validate through believing. Once you start to believe something, then you get the value from the society, the outside world, and at the same time from your own mind. So the believing itself regulates your emotions. That is a deeper connection. So if you look very carefully, what you believe, from where it came. Look into yourself. Question yourself. That's why the deeply about whatever the things that what you believe, it feeds too deeply your emotions. Why? Because your believing exists from the emotions. It's kind of like an undercover agent. It's kind of like a black cardinal work for the king. Once we are believing, or everybody respect to others, believing, and we don't want to harm, we don't want to argue with anybody, because believing is a kind of like something very precious. But the thing is this, what we believe doesn't work for our freedom. Doesn't matter regarding what. Even if you believe about the Nibbana, it never going to take you there. But before the Buddha, the people so into believing. So then through the Buddha's teaching, one of the major important thing that happened, it helped people to get out of the believing. But it is not easy for us. Why? Because we became like this from our believing. So then how you can get out of it? So the believing is kind of like you having a watermelon head. You know, it is so big and look nice, green, but very easily, you know, can crush, very easily can chop down. So that's why what you believe very easily take you to hurt. And on the whole society, everybody don't allow others to get hurt. And if somebody get hurt, very easily we into that. And we try to make that person get out of it. Why you afraid to get hurt? No, do you think without getting hurt, you can make anything can happen in your life? There's nothing going to come to you without any kind of, you know, hurt. The hurt itself, another meaning for that is suffering. So the very fundamental quality in life is suffering. So when you get into cultivate your mind, develop your heart, integrate your mind and body, heart and brain, you anymore don't afraid for hurt. That's make you so comfortable. That make you so comfortable. But we're in the conventional life, that what you believe don't allow you to move forward and get out of that line. When you get hurt, if you're ready to hurt, you back up. So that is a deeply our emotions, our whole nerve system, each and every atom in our body interconnected to that. Another way that we call the sensation, and the sensation indicate the limit of your hurt. So it's always deeply, if you look very carefully, unknowingly, unconsciously, 24/7, we are working. Even while you're sleeping, you're working to get out of the hurt. You cannot go through it. Just imagine somebody sleeping very, you know, it's a very expensive, you know, bed in a multi-million, you know, mansion, and with the whole air condition and everything, under the, you know, the most comfortable comforter, that every pillow and everything there, and the person sleeping so nice, and you go and try to hurt that person. This person is sleeping and try to hurt a little bit somewhere. You will see unconsciously that person, maybe from hand or the leg, or, you know, somehow try to get out of it. So because this entire nerve system programmed to not to get hurt. That is one reason we in samsara. So you have to take time. I just trying to give you some certain key point to understand by yourself. You have to deeply little bit look into it and see where you stuck with your your feeling sensation, and where you afraid to get hurt. That is where you hold your life. So if you are able to, it is not resisting, it is not like you going away from hurt, or it is not a kind of like you empathize or sympathize yourself for others and you trying to babysit for your feelings. No, there is a method without kind of like having a fight, resistance. You can handle the sensation or the feelings, and you can go more deeper than staying away from it. That is how observing it, seeing it. Because it's a mostly, it is not a physical game, it is mostly mental game when you deal with the pain or the sensation, because it's come deeply from the believing. So if you able to, so whatever the pain come to you, rather than comparing it or rather than looking the reason from outside, whatever the hurt you get, it is not good, in a very in conventional level. What is the pain you gain? It is not good. But you have to remember, when it comes, you have the idea already you build up as a shield to protect you. Pain is not good. Because of that, you not allowed to see inside. When you cannot see inside this, you don't see it is coming from your own mind. You think it's coming from outside. So that is a kind of like a major point that we separate from our spiritual life and the ordinary life or conventional life or an eternal life. That is a major point. Because once you're able to accept it and start to look into yourself and see how this pain comes. Mental pain, physical pain, once you start to see from where it comes, and then anymore you're not going to go with the outside reasons. And that is where you start to deal with the pain inside, knowingly, seeing it, recognizing it. And that itself will take you to a point to understand. Things happen with the necessary cause and conditions. And then most of the things that as a pain or as emotions that we deal inside us, not because of outside, because we have our own views. That we are the one who condition that inside our mind, our own life. That's why we become like this. Once you see it, when situations come more than the outside, you start to look into you and see where you are in that situation. It's become a mental skill for yourself. When any situation, right away you start to locate your mental view and recognize what the view you hold regarding this. And then itself, it help you to not to react right away for the outside situations. Then you become more backup and more backward, stay away from it. And that itself, in that very moment, make you cool. It's a very different way of behavior. Then you become more relaxed. Why? Because you seeing something inside, not about outside. So when you see something inside, it makes you more silence. It takes you to more deeper to kind of like observe and analyze. It's in the beginning, it looked like difficult, but why it is look like difficult? Because we used to behave when a situation comes, when feelings come, when some kind of emotions come, we always look into outside. So it is kind of like we build up that lifestyle. That's why when something happens, right away we look into outside. So there are methods. You can take many. Meditation is one of the method that you take a path yourself to go into inside. So during Buddha's time, the many people came to Buddha, and what the Buddha did in many different ways. He approached to that each and every person in different ways to allow that person to see his own inside. That's it. Otherwise, we cannot, change somebody. We cannot teach somebody. We cannot, convert somebody. We cannot do that. It's never going to work like that. But only thing is, you can help to somebody, allow that person to see its own inside. That's where you're going to be the real person, can help others. Because that is what covering up. In life, through the culture, tradition, believing, religions, that is what blocking us. It not allow us to look inside us. So the meditation is a method. You take time. So to get into inside. So then in the very first level, what you need to do, you have to drop all other things. It doesn't matter whatever you learn, even the Dharma or the Tripitaka or the Dhamma talks or anything that you learn from online or maybe monastery, or you have to drop it down for a moment. Why? Maybe because sometimes that also happen as a reason to take you not towards inside, to take you outside. So we don't know, and at the same time, in the past, we don't know what kind of mindset we had when we learned that. So then it is better for a moment, we drop that everything, we start fresh. And another way, always you have to remember when you practice meditation to keep a kind like a white belt mentality. So it is coming from martial art. So the white belt mentality is always you give your best, you open to very next moment, you willing to accept, and at the same time you willing to practice. You're willing to give you 100%. So you have to keep that, and that create the newness moment by moment, moment by moment. Then that newness is very necessary. Why? Because sometimes this each and every organs sometimes hijacked by our emotions or the feelings or the pain, and or maybe our believing. So then that you cannot even trust your own muscle memory. Can you deal with that? So that's why when you sit for meditation, that's why the sitting is important. Because this muscle memory in a certain level, start to indicate this is enough, this is enough, this is enough, this is enough. I am done, I am done. Just get out of this. From where it comes. It doesn't mean that you have to, practice like many hours non-stop. No, at least like half an hour, 1 hour. Can you push your, that emotions or the pains? Because the thing is this, we all work hard. We all work hard, and you think that you work hard. And mostly we work hard in this physical layer. That's why we don't get a kind of like a good result. Mentally, we are very shallow. And physically, we work so hard. But the sitting is a kind of like a method. You detach from this physical work and start to work mentally. In the beginning, it kind of like a, because we're not used to that. If you think about something, dream about something, then you feel more comfortable. But now your awareness, consciousness, you try to make sharp. And in a certain level, when you are mentally work, that mental work becomes successful, all this physical pain, all this physical sensation start to surrender to your mental gain. That is the line you have to pass. So then in this practice, be aware yourself. And in the surface level, that don't trust your just thoughts. Don't trust your believing. Trust your awareness or the consciousness. Trust what you recognize and be with it. And in a certain level, in the beginning, you will see that even what you see also not right. There is something deeper. That itself will educate yourself, even our feelings, even our sensations, even our recognition, even our thoughts is not right. There is something beyond it that releases you from self-centered view. Once you come to that, you start to create a deeper space inside you, in between your experience and between your self-view. That is the way that you can slowly, little by little, get out of this egocentric, self-centered mind. So that is where we keep going. So only thing is, you have to remember you are your own master. You have to deal with your own mind. And only the tool that you have, not the teachings, not what you believe. Don't get the help out of that. Only the tool that you have, awareness. So make it more sharp, be with that and see what the experience you can gain. So let's start to practice a little bit now. Keep your back straight, make it straight in one line and your right palm on your left. Bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Sopateva. Oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please, and find the sensation. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And do nothing extra. Just observe and recognize. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe Be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also may all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya Dhamma Nudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Puje Mi Dhammang Puje Mi Sanghang Puje Mi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadhi Maranamha Paribungi Sami Dhamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vang Hotu Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.